Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Extra Point. Sorry we weren't able to tape last week. I know we have so many viewers out
Yes, that they missed us. So
there. Yeah,
we do have some that said they missed us. So
we get some complaints when we don't come in and do
Yeah.
our weekly
Yeah.
talk show.
That's whenever you find out that people are actually watching.
And they wanted to pick on Zach's picks. We weren't able to record, but Zach said he was so glad we didn't record because his picks last week were
Yeah, I
horrible.
probably would have
Well,
been.
what
like,
did I get in picks?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think I did
They
pretty
don't
well.
count toward the record, so
I was
tossed
picking
them out.
everything he was against, so I would have.
I think
done
me
quite
and you
well.
had everyone but like
One game.
One
I
game.
can't remember what game
So
it was.
that
but
would have been the week for me to be to do my
yeah,
picks.
me too.
don't matter.
With that said, let's talk high school football, guys. We had 3 games this past weekend with local teams. Coffee County lost 48-6. Franklin County lost 62-14, and not to be outdone, Tullahoma got shellacked 63-7.
Just around the area but once.
Next versus Coffee County is Siegel. What do you think about that game?
Siegel is going to win this one. Siegel's an up-and-up program. Coffee County just has a ridiculous, brutal schedule in that
Yeah.
Class 6A. So
And it's not going to change. For
it's
them.
not going to change either. So,
Nothing really
they just
changed
gotta-
in the
they
in the
just-
redistricting or
no,
whatever.
so
Everybody's still in the
Coffee
same
County-
boat.
Yes, Coffee County. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's no, Siegel wins this one pretty easily, in my opinion.
And when Franklin County got beat pretty good against Independence, and they're going to Shelbyville. That's the team we're going to talk about here in a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be a tough game for them.
Yeah, I mean, me and Zach have talked about it. Not impossible, not an independence.
No, I think Franklin County can stay in this ball game. I've seen Shelbyville up in person. Shelbyville, unless they've changed in the last couple of weeks, they have an offense, not much of a defense though. Tullahoma played him close pretty well for 3 quarters until Shelbyville just came away and just won the game, put their foot on the pedal in the 4th quarter. But you know, it's possible that Franklin County
Yeah.
can come in and win this
Well,
one.
Franklin County has a really good defense, so I think offensively we've yet to really get a hold on anything. But defensively, they've grown a lot on the ball, so this may be a very defensive game, one in the trenches by just a few points. I don't know. We'll see. Like their last game, and certainly they'd like to go out with that extra win. I know Coach would. So.
Well, moving on to the next team, we're 0-9, and it probably is not going to do well against Giles County.
No.
So is it impossible?
No, it's not impossible. Giles County just depends on how serious they want to take Tullahoma. With the playoff spot pretty much already locked up, so Giles County is sitting there, doesn't really have anything to play for, so it kind of just depends on how serious they want to take Tullahoma.
Well,
They
could it
want-
change their seeding, though, if they were to lose the game?
Of course it could, but I don't think I have to look at the standings more closely. I haven't had a need to look at the standings. I hate to make that joke, but I really haven't had a need to look at the standings, so I really don't know if they win or lose,
Yeah.
how it will affect their seeding.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to point out, and I went through, it's been a pretty brutal year, not just for Tullahoma. Tullahoma's 0-9 right now. Franklin County's 3-6, not faring a lot better. Coffee County's 1-8. Moore County is 2-7. Lincoln County's 3-6. Grundy County is 1-8. Even Cascade, which has actually usually been a traditionally pretty good school, is 3-6. All those schools are having it tough. Now, I did want to give a shout out. We talked about Shelbyville. Shelbyville's sitting at 7-2.
Yep.
With a possible win, so they can finish up 8-2. Huntland is at 5-4, so they're at least
Record.
guaranteed a winning or a tying record.
Yep.
Fayetteville, I'm not too sure about how what Fayetteville does down there, but I guess their city school system is 7-2.
Okay.
So, and I'm not sure if they're like 1A or 2A Fayetteville. But anyway, talk about the districting. I think I saw something about you'd put a story out there, and
Yeah, Tullahoma.
is anything changing for anyone? Or?
For Tullahoma, 2 sports will change, and that's, or actually, excuse me, there's about 6 sports that'll change. It'll be Tullahoma soccer, both the girls and boys will drop down to double A from triple A, which will help the soccer teams tremendously, as well as the tennis, golf, and I'm blanking on everything right now that you put me on the spot. Tennis, golf, and a few other sports will be in a large class, which is kind of different from track and field, cross country are the other ones. They'll drop to that move to that large class. There had been a division, AAA, AA for that, for track and field and everything associated with that. For some reason, the TWSOA did a small class and a large class, so that'll switch for that one as well. And volleyball will drop down to AA from AAA, so that's a good thing for Tullahoma volleyball and soccer.
But not much change really for Coffee
No,
County
the other-
and Franklin County.
No, not much really changed for them, so pretty much they're going to be in AAA.
Now, I see actually, 'cause, being involved in soccer, I actually see dropping down to a 2A level for the boys and the girls. I mean, we actually compete pretty well in the 3A level.
Yeah, but
right
once
now.
it comes to the region tournaments, you can
Yeah.
compete as well as you can against the district, and Tullahoma's been standing their own against district opponents. But whenever it comes to region opponents,
Yeah.
there's no beating those
Yeah.
Murfreesboro.
So I can
Yeah.
see this actually helping them and maybe pushing them towards a potential.
Yeah, there's
state
definitely a
title.
higher ceiling now that they drop down to AA.
Well, let's get off of high school football since everybody else has been piling on them
Yeah.
all season. Let's talk about college football. Before we get into our picks, did anybody see that Penn State upset of Ohio State? You were probably the happiest of everybody.
Not necessarily, because how fair is the world when you have to root for James Franklin to beat Urban Meyer? I mean, he is probably my least favorite coach.
Aside from Urban Meyer.
Well, yeah, like him and Urban Meyer are like right there.
Anybody
neck
that
and neck.
ever beat UT football, she
No,
hates.
no. There's James Franklin, it goes way beyond that. As a person, I don't like him. As a coach, he's decent, obviously.
Well,
he's
they
proved his
needed a
worth.
little luck. I mean, the
Well,
blocked
they
field
did.
goal
They
was
got
it?
it.
Yeah,
And
the
they-
block field goal late in the fourth quarter that Penn State returned
Yeah.
for a touchdown that ultimately led to the win.
I mean, of course, I'm glad Ohio State got upset, but it's like, really? Why
Well,
couldn't
I mean,
Oklahoma have done it?
They need it, they need.
Yeah, why couldn't have
Why
Oklahoma done
couldn't
that?
have? I mean, I Boomer Sooner that weekend.
So did I.
That one
Yeah.
loss. Let's going to actually talk about the Alabama game. I mean, is Alabama unstoppable this
I don't think
year?
they're unstoppable. And with the, I don't think
would
that's-
disagree with that.
I think
from
you would
everything
take it-
I've seen from this Alabama team, this is probably one of the most complete football teams that I've seen in
It
college
is.
football in
It
a
is.
long time.
They're a great team. I just don't. I'm just not going to put them up in that infallible, perfect status.
Yeah, even with that.
Well, it's
that's
hard
the
to
thing.
until they finish the season
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah, yeah,
if they
yeah.
And
I
losing
agree
their
with that.
safety this past weekend was their big punt return too.
Even still, they're still.
Yeah, I mean they're a complete
They're still
team.
nails tough. I
Yeah.
think they're by far the best team. in
So,
college
boo,
football.
Alabama. All
But
right.
it's also important fact that I just found out that Hardball at Michigan actually makes more, like $3 million more than Nick Saban does. So
You think
we're-
that crawls under his skin a little
yeah,
bit?
maybe a little. I
$3
know
million more, huh? But
Yeah,
when they're
6
already
point-
making like,
he makes
$4 million
Saban
anyway.
makes around 6 point something million, and Hardball's at 9.
well,
So
it's hard to really get too mad when you're making $6 million.
yeah, well, but I can see Terry, his
Yeah,
wife,
right.
being renegotiating right now as we speak.
Yeah, maybe we should renegotiate our
Yeah,
contract.
Yeah,
try
we
to-
totally should.
I'm getting underpaid.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about UT football real quick coming out of the bye. I know they play South Carolina this weekend, which, I mean, should be a win, but,
I mean,
it's an SEC game.
18. Kirkland Jr. is expected back, so great for the defensive side of things. But we are still 18 players on the injured list. With Reeves Maben, Kamara will miss this game. Reeves Maben is out for the rest of the year. A lot of these key skill players that really are an emotional leader for our team. So yeah, I mean we're still hobbling, but it goes
And-
on. You have to be prepared to play in the SEC.
And we need a little luck to even get into the East
Well,
championship
there's
game.
there's still some games to play. So let's just
Plus, Muschamp has always had Tennessee's number.
yeah.
No, well,
we're
yeah,
gonna
that was
have
that was
to-
at
I'm
Florida.
kidding.
That was at Florida.
I'm kidding.
He doesn't
Um,
have near the recruiting he had at Florida. And that was all brought to you by Spurrier and Meyer. He just fell into that lucky situation.
Yeah. Well, Meyer had to get out and do something, and then
Go to another- yeah,
a
to
year
go to
later,
yeah.
he was at a new college. So, but anyway, let's talk about this week's games and this week's picks. Georgia is actually playing Florida, but it's in Jacksonville, so it's a neutral side. But I think it still favors Florida a little
The
bit.
world's largest cocktail party.
Yep. I can always enjoy a cocktail.
Yes, yeah.
You're actually dressed like you're going to a
I
cocktail
am,
party.
yeah.
All right,
I
who do you
do.
think's gonna win, Calvin?
Y'all look like twins today. You just need a hat.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
You both got the polos on.
Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
Okay, what do you think?
I'm going Florida in this one. Something just tells me to go with Florida in this one.
I'm going to, man, I want to pick Georgia because I don't want
Pick 'em.
Florida to win.
Pick
Georgia.
Okay.
I mean,
Georgia.
Georgia's due one of those big wins.
They are.
They need to
They're
win.
not a
Kirby
bad
Smith wants to
team.
Kirby Smart wants to keep his job.
Yeah. So, all right, she's going Georgia. I'm going Florida. I too think, but I could see Georgia winning. I mean,
Yeah.
they need a win. They need a big win for Kirby. Number 15 Auburn, which just rolled.
Oh
all
God,
over
they did.
Arkansas
Who
last
saw
week.
that coming?
At Ole Miss, which seems, I mean, is Ole Miss struggling or they just have a tough schedule?
Like I always say, it depends on what Ole Miss team shows up. And no, but it kind of always depends what Auburn team shows up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Auburn in this one. They're coming off strong
Yeah.
off of Arkansas.
I
It's just a
want
smart
Auburn
pick,
too
I
this
think.
one. I think this was a toss up, but something just tells me go with Auburn.
Yeah.
The way they've been
I
playing.
think the only thing Ole Miss has got going for them in this game is that they're at home.
Yeah.
However, Auburn is running the ball down people's throats.
They are.
And a strong run game usually will win.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Auburn. Let's go down to Nebraska at Wisconsin. Number 7 versus number 11.
I gotta go with Nebraska. They're just on top. And I mean, it could be, Wisconsin could knock them off, but I just really feel like Nebraska's gonna.
No way. I'm going with the home team on this one. Nebraska has been lucky to be this
They haven't
good.
played a whole
Yeah,
lot
they
of
haven't
strong
played
teams.
Well,
Strong
neither has like
opponents.
Florida. I mean, other than us, they played UMass, North Texas, Kentucky, and Missouri, who
Okay.
got beat.
Okay, and whenever they went up against those tough teams like a Tennessee, as you just mentioned, what happened? They lost.
Yes.
So, yeah. So
Okay.
we're not making an argument.
Well,
Wisconsin.
I'm going Wisconsin.
Okay.
I don't say Nebraska can't win this game. They probably need to win this game to prove they deserve to be the number 7 team in the country because I just don't see, how you leapfrog all these teams that have played this tough competition. A Tennessee that's played a Florida, an Alabama, a Texas A&M, and then we're sitting at what, 18?
yeah,
So-
it makes no sense.
We'll go back to Baylor at Texas. Will it being at Texas make a difference, Zach?
No.
No. Baylor wins this
Yeah.
one.
You think this is it for Charlie? You
I
think
think
he's
so.
out?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I know the AD is behind him, but I don't necessarily know if that means anything.
It depends on if they have Tom Herman wrapped up or not.
Ah.
Boosters are.
But I thought
behind.
Tom Herman was renegotiating
Alright.
everything.
You
over
going
here.
It
with
doesn't matter in
Yeah.
college football if they can.
What?
It won't matter
Yeah.
if they can sign. If Texas can sign Herman, Charlie Strong will be out.
But
the
do you really
door.
think that that's that's the fix all?
I don't know. I don't know.
Mm,
But I'm
yeah.
not a booster either.
All right, we're gonna save this one for last, but number 4 Washington, which has been blowing out a lot of teams. Of course, the Pac-12 over there, 10, whatever you want to call it. It's hard to see some of those games
It is.
It
So I
is.
haven't watched it.
because they're late.
Yeah.
But they're playing at number 17 Utah at Utah, which is there's the elevation thing and.
Utah is always one of the surprise teams, though. They'll come up and get you whenever you're least expecting it. So. I
You got
wanna
Washington
pull the-
you got
I do
Washington
have
Circle.
Washington Circle. That's who I'm going with. I would love to see Utah get the win, but I'm going Washington.
Washington.
And I always go against you guys on one game, and I think this is the game, and I'm going Utah. The home team, they typically play an extremely tough defense,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think Washington per se has played anybody that's really too talented over in the Pac-10
Yeah.
this year. Last game, number 3 Clemson, which some may say, hey, why is Clemson ranked number 3? They've struggled in some games. Versus number 12 Florida State.
I gotta go with Clemson on this one.
Yeah, me too.
At home though. At home at Florida State.
Yeah,
Still
Florida
got-
State has had those really rough games this
Yeah.
year. Clemson, despite being close in games, has still been able to get those wins.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Clemson.
We particularly actually need Florida State to beat Clemson.
Yeah, we really do, and I really want actually Florida State to pull this win off. However, my stats need to.
Trying to pad your stats.
Yeah, I'm trying to pad my stats. I'm trying to go with less principal wins.
Well, and I don't have our overall right now, but it's still what it was. I'm
Yeah.
actually going Florida State. I think Florida State has a good run game. If their quarterback is on good enough, they can beat Clemson. Okay.
Yeah.
And they have a good defense. With that being said, we're going to talk pro football. Then we're going to get out of here. Titans lose to the Colts. Go figure. Couldn't
Shocker.
Too
Didn't
long
see.
of a
What did
winning
you say to me on Sunday or Monday?
The
You
same
were-
old Titans.
Same old Titans.
34-26. Zach, you were at the game. Tell us about it.
At
I
the
actually
game.
saw a picture on Twitter or something with your side of your head.
Yes,
Or
with me
hat.
standing next to Andrew Lux.
It's
So,
all Zach's fault.
yeah, it's all my fault that the Titans lost this one.
You wore that hat.
It was a close one. The Titans had a chance to win the game with under 2 minutes to go, and Mariota fumbles the football, scooped up by the defensive end, returned for a touchdown, and
That was
game
all
over.
she wrote.
That was all
Yep.
she wrote.
Well, and he's got to be the leader.
He's got to, but at the same time, he's only in his second year. I know he's already a pro player, but it's learned by being under fire.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna take a little bit. It's a learning process. Kind of what's going on with here in Tullahoma, and I kind of hate to throw that.
That's all kind of all across the board through the state. Even
It's
with
all-
Tennessee.
it's all
It's
learning.
the
Well, they got a
process
game.
right now.
They got a game tomorrow. If they win that game, though, they're at 500.
They are. So yeah, I mean that's.
And
Titans
they're
fans
still
need to take
not
us-
out of their
No.
own. I mean, Houston lost the other night.
The AFC South is so bad again this year that the Titans are right there in the playoff mix right now.
But this-
Now, will they make the playoffs? I don't know that. That's a lot lot of expectations for this team, but they're right there. So Titans fans have nothing to really worry about. They just need to just continue better off of this season. Just use this
Come on, sit
season
down.
as building blocks. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Well, but this was the three-game home stretch that they really, if they could have gone 3-0.
If they could have gone, but if you should still
and
take a
they
winning
have a few
record out of
tougher
it.
games ahead of them.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, they
So,
do. They'll have some tougher games coming ahead of them. But if you can go 2-1 during this stretch, I think that's a pretty good record. You'll still be 500.
All right. Then here's my other question: will the Titans ever get over the hump?
Yes, and that was one thing I did see. You can criticize the loss as much as you want to. You could also see that there were good things that the Tennessee Titans were doing, specifically on the defensive end. You talk about Colts being down as much as you want to. Andrew Luck is still a premier quarterback. That offense is still a premier offense whenever it runs smooth. So, yeah, I see some good things from Tennessee. It's just they got to continue to build on this and don't take that scapegoat and say, we need to fire Munchak. He needs to go. We need to just rebuild this whole system. It's a learning process.
Right.
Just take it.
You're preaching to the choir.
It's a building block process.
And you said premier quarterback, premier offense. With that being said, sometimes when you're out of whack as a premier offense, premier team, you need to play a Tennessee Titans to get back on track. And that's the point. When are we going to stop just being the Tennessee Titans and being one of those teams
It's
that
that
you're
close.
feared?
It's that close to be doing. I mean, like you said, they're 3-4 on the season right now.
Mm-hmm.
One more win in the
And they've
500.
been in almost every single game.
Exactly.
They had a chance to win.
They haven't gotten blown out in a game this season.
No, it
That's the
wasn't
other
like it
thing.
was last year. I do see them getting to the top of the hill, but I think the end of this season will tell us if they're going to get over it.
Yes.
They may
I
not
agree.
get to the
This
playoffs.
next stretch after this game tonight against Jacksonville, again tomorrow against Jacksonville, I think that'll really put the perspective on how good this Titans team is because they
But
gotta
if they
go-
lose that game, though,
Well, if they lose that game, then
they're back down the hill.
yeah, it's going to be an uphill challenge to get that perception going again. But if they beat Jacksonville and then play well against, not necessarily win, but play well against some of these upcoming opponents, then I think that really is going to speak volumes of where this team is.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, well, let's wrap it up, guys. Hey, the Predators play tonight. If you get a chance, watch the Nashville Predators. They're on the West Coast though, so the games won't start till 9:30.
Okay. I'll be in bed by then.
After her cocktail party, she's
After
going.
the
Yeah,
cocktail
my
party that
party.
she's
All right,
going to.
folks, we appreciate you joining us. You can always get in touch with Zach
At Zach Birdsong on Twitter, no spaces in between.
And NewsGal27 on Twitter.
News Gal 27.
News
All
Gal.
right. Guys, we appreciate you joining us as always. Let us know what you think, if there's any topics you want us to talk about. And for that, peace out.
Thanks.